Save these baby names for later. You will definitely need them. And don't forget to also Asha, Bivan, and it means son of God. The next name is Chanan, and it means God is compassionate. Damian, and it means to subdue. Eleanor, and it means God is gracious. Next is Felix or Felix, and it means blessed. Giovanni, and it means God has shown favor or God is gracious. Is Ansel, and it means gift from God. Next we have Isaac, and it means laughter. Josiah, which means laughter. Next we have Craig, which means church. Lemuel, which means devoted to God. We have Meroy, which means gift from God. Next up we have Noam, which means pleasantness. Othniel, which means powerful. And Phanuel, which means vision of God. Quinlan, which means graceful. Ruel, which means friend of God. Shalom, which means peace. Tigva, which means hope. Urias, which means Jehovah is light. Erling, which means blossom. Willow, which means graceful. Is Xavier, which means new home. Yaron, which means full of joy. Is Zekai, which means pure. Save these baby names for later. You will definitely need them. And don't forget to also first on my list for baby boy is Uriel. Is Bidaiah, and it means the only Lord. Kosam, and it means the vine. Baby name is Damian, and it means to subdue. Is Elon, and it means strong. Is Fivel, and it means bright one. Gian, and it means God is gracious. Anan, and it means gracious gift. Ivan, which means gift from God. We have Jonam, which means Jehovah supports. Is Kasen, and it means pure. Name is Leo or Leo, which means I have lights. Makari, which means blessed. Nirel, which means light of God. Is Ozni, which means Jehovah hears. Pious, which means divine. Quinlan, which means graceful. Next is Reuben, which means behold a son. His name is Stephen, which means crown. Next we have Theodon, which means God given. Urias, which means Jehovah is light. His name is Verlin, which means blossom. Wilfred, which means peace. Xavier, which means new home. Is Yale, which means God's strength. Zadok, which means just. Save these baby names for later. You will definitely need them. And don't forget to also Anaya, Bennett, and it means blessed. Chislon or Chislin, and it means hope. We have Dariel, and it means God is gracious. We have Eleazar, and it means God is helper. Fifna, and it means he shall add. Gabriel, and it means God is my strength. And finally, we have Iman, and it means life. Isaiah, which means God is salvation. Joanne, which means God is gracious. Kevin, which means beloved. Is Leah. Leah is a unisex name, which means devoted to God. Meroy, which means gift from God. We have Nemuel, which means God is spreading. Obadiah, which means worshipper of Jehovah. Paul, which means humble. Boy is Quaylan, which means graceful. Reuben, which means behold a son. Shalom, which means peace. Timon, which means honorable. Is Urias, which means Jehovah is light. Is Verlin, which means blossom. Is Willow, which means graceful. There is Xavier, which means new home. Utah, which means praise. Last boy name on this episode is Zephan, which means treasured by God.